Hi everybody, it's Lyn from Lyn's Crafts, and this is more of an experiment for myself than for anything. I'm testing out this spot on the memory card. First of all, see if this is going to get stuck or not. These are just a couple of the beads I was working on. Again, with just the transparent clay and some of these. Did I even leave it out? Yes. Yes, Lynn, you did leave it out. A big mess. My desk is just a wreck right now. These are those that I was talking about that come from the dollar store. In the kids section, here's one that I used on the heart. And it's just a foil-backed mylar that comes in a kid's little play kit, and it's got these, I don't know if you can see them, these stickers, and you're supposed to peel the sticky part of the sticker off and then put the foil backing on there, and it's, you know, a little kid's project. But of course the first time I saw them, you know, ding ding ding, went off in my head, because I'm always thinking about, how can I use that on clay? How can I use that on clay? Well, the first batch that I got, the backing on these was silver. Ooh, I'm so sorry. And on this one, it's kind of a goldy copper. Weirdly enough, that affects how it comes out after you bake it. So here is the way the first one came out that I used. Well, I won't say the first one. The one that I did this last time. And it came out really pretty, gorgeous blue. It's a beautiful color. Great depth and some shimmer. This is the way this one came out. Oh my gosh. They couldn't be more different. This one came out purple. So, needless to say, I was rather shocked. Because from the front, the blue side, you can't really tell a difference. They look exactly the same. But when you flip it over and see that copper side on the other side, boy, it does make them turn out different. So I actually bought a couple of packages of these, and the other pack, some of the backs are silver. So, how fun! But then some of them are back to the copper. So, fun, fun, fun. You never know what you're going to get. Today, though, I'm working on, I need a strawberry. And my attempt was to make a heart into a strawberry, which I've done several times. It turns out really cute. But the only problem with this heart is it's not red. It's way more of an orange. It's way more of an orange color. So I need red. So I'm gonna have to start over again. Well, not start over again, because these are perfectly usable. Just not for just not for what I wanted them for. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be right back with this variegated gold leafing. This particular is called Variegated Red Leaf. And see if I can see the brand. It's not going to be on the front. Okay, it's Mona Lisa Products, Houston Arts Incorporated. And this just came from Michael's a while back ago. And as you can see, ooh, I wish I had all of the colors. Those are neat. But of course, the Michael's that I was going to, that's over close to my mom's, doesn't have a very big, it's not a very big store. So there's a lot of products that they don't carry a full line of course. So, alright, I'll get a piece of this out and I'll be right back to show you. Okay, and the one thing about gold leafing, if you've never messed with it, is it is finer than the tissue paper it comes on. So it's very malleable, it's very delicate, and in this instance I don't want it solid. The fact that I only have a little bit left on this page might turn out to be a good thing. Because I'm wanting the red to show through without me having to manipulate the gold too much. I want you to be able to still see the variegation in it, possibly. We'll see how it goes. So, that really is plenty. I could put more on there if I wanted to, but I'm not gonna. Because I don't have a lot of this left, so. And as we all know, my trips to the craft store are very few and far between. I haven't been to a Michael's in over a year. When I broke my leg, of course I couldn't drive, so that put the kibosh on that. And now my husband does not work close to my mother, where my mother lives, so I don't get to make that trip very often. And when I do, it's typically on a holiday when nothing's open or you're not going to get out away from the family. So, okay, there's that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, this is from one of the multi-packs of the Sculpey 3, I believe. Oh, and lordy is it hard. But it's the right color, so that's the important thing. So I'm going to take my tissue blade and I'm going to chop a little bit of this up really fine, and I'm going to sprinkle it on the top, and I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. Looks like a pizza. I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit of this. I don't know why this is my new favorite, because it's just kind of a holographic iridescent glitter. I've got some of this Martha Stewart leaf glitter in the garnet. Go with that. Whoa, have a little. And because my project is actually silver, I wished I'd have had some silver leaf. I'll throw a little silver on there. And then a little bit of this, what is it, Art Accents. This is actually a Provo Craft glitter. This Art Accents. And like I said, I ordered it a few years back. I'm going to have to do that off camera because I can't open it one-handed. I'll be right back. Okay, there we go. It's sparkly. But what I need is to move this all around just a little bit and get it a little mixed. Not quite so sorry about that. Not quite so all laid up in one spot. But I want to be back from the edge of my transparent just a little bit so that I can basically encase all of this inside the roll when I roll it up. So, I'm going to take my trusty little palette knife and loosen this from my glass. And I've said this before, if you don't have a piece of glass to work on, you can use a piece of parchment paper. Some foil, if you tape it down good, can work also. I used to work on a cookie sheet back when I first started, so. And I'm going to make this first fold a little fat, which I wouldn't normally do, but I'm going to have to roll this off camera. Okay, boy, that was a workout. There was no amount of rolling that was going to get it into a log, and it probably will fall apart several times before I get it into a cohesive mass, so to speak. And yes, this firm transparent clay does take some arm strength, I will admit. But the results are so superior. It's to be unbelievable. Luckily, I've about got it there, I think. Alright, now get my acrylic block and give it a roll and see what happens. Sorry for the shaking. Yeah, I've said this before, my desk is actually a dining room table because I spread out so much stuff when I'm working, especially with the clay. You'd just be amazed at how covered your desk can get. Well, with any paper craft, the same thing happens. I'll have my desk so covered up it won't even be funny. Okay, I think that's going to be a good strawberry color. Now, what I'll do a lot of times when it gets to right here is I'll start twisting the the roll, and I'll twist it and I'll squish it down and twist it and squish it down, and then I'll roll it out like that again. And what you'll do is you'll really start to develop a pattern in your coloration. As you can see, it's already starting to spiral like a candy cane. Just one-handed. Squishing is a little more difficult though. So you squish and twist and squish and twist. And if you've ever worked with clay before, red is probably the worst color about getting on your hands and contaminating other colors if you're working with more than one color at a time. So baby wipes are a must with red. Alright, and now you can see how twisted. Let's flatten that out again. One more time. There we go, check that out. Alright, and I'll do the usual, cut this into a few pieces and make a cabochon, and what I really need is a heart. I need a strawberry, so I shall return. Okay, heart shape. Okay, the first thing you'll notice is there is a lot of surface glitter. Since my rolling technique didn't work too well, that red was so dry and crumbly. But it was okay because I wanted it to stay in pieces, as you can see. Worked out really well. But what I wanted to show was all that surface glitter. All that will be sanded off after the piece is baked. But I've got it shaped, and I haven't put the hole in the top yet. But what I did is I put it down on my glass, and then with the palm of my hand, I kind of rolled it around just the tiniest little bit to sort of smooth the surface on both sides, just to ease my sanding woes later, so to speak. So there's that. I'm going to drill a hole, and hopefully it's going to look like a strawberry. When I'll put a bead cap upside down so that it'll look like the little top of a strawberry, and then I'm going to make some accompanying little beads to go with it. So that's it for my little experiment. Now if I can get this combination of videos off of my camera to upload, we'll see what happens. Alright, I'll be back. Okay, here's the way they came out of the oven, not including that one. This is what they look like when they first came out. As you can see, there's lots of surface glitter that gets sanded away so that you see more of the transparent clay. Here's what the back looks like. Here's the one that I'm going to be using in the next project that I'm doing. And it's just been through the first coarsest grit of the sanding block. So that's still got quite a bit of work to do. As you can see, there's still a little bit of surface glitter on this side. But being that this is going to be the back side, I may leave that. Although it will be reversible, but this, I believe, will be the front side. It's got a lot more of the transparent clay. Although, until I get through polishing it, I won't really know what the finished effect is going to be. So, and here's the other bead that I made. This one still has a bit of the candy striping. Looks like a piece of candy. Alright, so those are those. This was a piece of mix that I had left over. And one of the things about red, when you're using inclusions, is that they don't always stay true. You can get a red that will really quickly turn to orange on you. Let's say if you were using, like I was showing about the foiled back to Mylar. When I did these, it turned out very orange. Very orange. So, and as you saw, the blue one somehow turned out purple. So, a lot of inclusions that aren't necessarily made for baking will not necessarily stay true in color. This is a alizarin crimson clay with some transparent mixed in. What I usually do when I do these, and I'll have to come back and do a tutorial, is I'll take some of the alizarin crimson as is, some mixed with transparent clay, and then some transparent clay, and I'll chop them up real fine like I showed in the other in the making of these bits. And then what I'll do is I'll drop each of those colors into bags of different glitters or Pearl-Ex powders, and then take a little bit of each clay and randomly mix them up, and then mash it into a ball and go from there. And that's how I do a lot of my beads. And you can get everything from this kind of look, which is very similar to the rolled inclusion beads, but you can include some bigger stuff in the rolled inclusion technique than it's easier to do in this. But you can also do almost crackled, if that makes any sense. Look, where the chunks will stay chunks, but you'll see the veins of glitter running through it. So I'll show a technique video on that coming up. So here are the pieces that are going to go with this strawberry heart. So that's just the start of that little bit. And then I made a little man in the moon face. And I did this the other day, just playing around with a little bit of scrap. If I leave a scrap sitting out on my desk too long, of course it starts to get dusty, and I'll pick up bits of glitter and stuff like that off my desk with it, stuff like that. So after a while it gets kind of yucky, so I'll make something out of it. Something that I know I'm going to paint. So I actually made this intending to make a mold out of it, so that's I did that. So now I can make a bunch of different ones. So, and this is painted with nothing but Lindy's Stamp Gang sprays. And I'm telling y'all, I'm loving these for painting on polymer clay, because they're an ink based spray. They have wonderful qualities for working on polymer clay. So I love it. Really nice look. Alright, so that's that. I'll come back when I get the I'm just going to pause for a minute and run this through the other grits of sanding block, so that I can put a glaze on it, see what it looks like. Alright, I'll be right back. Okay. Here's the finished bead. Really pretty. Pretty on both sides. Yes, battery, I see. And I'm just going to come on real quick and show you how to put this on. I'm going to thread it on a head pin and try to make a strawberry out of it. Thread it on a head pin, and then I've got one of these little bead caps, a little silver bead cap. The only one I had bigger than this was a copper one, and I didn't really feel like coloring it, so. And there we go. When it's cinched down, it'll look like a little top on a strawberry, sort of. But this is going to go with the rest of the piece that I just finished, which is the strawberry blossom, which I've sprayed with my Lindy Stamp Gang sprays in all three of the silver shimmers that I have. The Frosted Forget-Me-Nots, I just did just a little bit of that. The Silent Night Silver is what I sprayed first, and then a little of the Frosted Forget-Me-Nots. And then after I antiqued it, I went back with the Scintillating Silver and just shot it with a couple of quick squirts of that. And I really like the way it turned out. And then these are the, sorry, I'm losing my voice today. These are the strawberry leaves that are going to hang on there also. So these are actually going to hang from the strawberry. Something like that. Sorry, the cap fell off. Anyway, I'll fix it up and be right back. Well, hopefully the battery will last for a second or two just while I finish this up here. And of course my fumble fingers is not going to let me pick it up and show you, but there we go. Wow, it really did turn out sweet. I like it, I like it. And here's the other side of the stone, so that it's pretty either way it hangs. So there's that. This is going to go in my little upcoming project, so I'll be back with that. Alright, holler at y'all later. Bye now.